Hello and happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. And it is Kate Catrice, the natal chart navigator. All right. And so today's lab lecture, we're going to be going over your Mercury sign and placement. Okay. So yesterday was lecture day. And yesterday in the lecture, I talked about Mercury. And Mercury is the planet of communication. It is the planet that is that energetically influences our communication, our thoughts, and our social style. Okay, because Mercury is a very social energy. It is the planetary ruler of the signs Gemini and Virgo. Okay, and so if you didn't watch yesterday's lab, you definitely want to go and look at not lab lecture. If you didn't watch yesterday's lecture, you definitely want to go and look at yesterday's lecture after you finish the lab, finish lab today. Okay. And so, if this is your first time coming across some of my content, my name is Kay Catrice. I am the Natal Chart Navigator, and I am an intuitive energy reader. And I help open minded, ambitious women to understand who they are energetically, therefore transforming their lives so that they can live their best life in every area of their lives. How do they do that? By understanding and applying the information in their natal chart. So I'm going to share my screen so we can go ahead and jump into it this morning. I hope that you are having an amazing Wednesday so far. All right, hold on. Where is it? All right. All right, so we got our natal chart here, okay? And so when you are first, when you're reading a chart, okay, the very, very first thing you want to do whenever you're looking to interpret the house, you want to look at the house where you locate, well, okay, let me back up. So when you decide whatever placement you're going to look up, okay, so in this instance, we're talking about Mercury. This is Mercury right here. It looks like a little person with horns, okay? And so when you are looking to go interpret, the first thing you want to do is find the placement, okay? And once you find placement, then you look at the house first, okay? Because the house is the area of life where this placement is going to be most affecting, okay? And so you look at the house first, and then you go and look at the sign, okay? Then after you look at the sign, then you want to look and see like if it is what aspects it's making. Is it conjunct to any other planets or asteroids, any other placements, or is it, singular? This one here is singular, and then the Mercury placement is like grouped, okay? And so third house is the house of communication. It is also the house of siblings, of neighbors, your local community. It is also short distance travel and your early education, okay? Meaning before like college, okay? Because ninth house is and I guess I don't know why to say early education, because well, I guess from it's like elementary up to high school, like I think. But and that kind of makes sense because ninth house is higher education. So that would be colleges and college and things like that, grad school, stuff like that. Okay, so this is the area of life where Mercury operates, where Mercury most most of its thought is influenced by the um the contents of this house, this area of life. Okay, so Mercury in the third, it's a Libra in the sign of Libra. So Libra is that energy is all about balance. It's all about partnerships, justice, fairness. Okay, and so with this placement here, okay, if your Mercury is in Libra, you are somebody who is very fair. Okay, you're a very fair person. When you look at something, you look at things, you analyze it from all angles. You can see all sides of a situation. Okay, um, and so before you make a decision, you're going to be somebody who does pros and cons. Okay, so you balance things. Okay, so you're going to look at the pros of things and you're going to look at the cons of things, and then you're going to see which one weighs the most. That's one of the ways that you probably your main way that you when you make decisions. Okay, third house also rules communication. Okay, and so if your Mercury is here, more than likely you have a very beautiful speaking voice. You might also be able to sing really well, um, and so you're somebody who when you speak, it comes out very balance. Like you know how to speak in an even tone so that people can understand you. You're somebody to where if it's like you can kind of match, uh, you can kind of like match other people's, you know, other people's speaking speed. So like if you're talking to somebody who's really, they're really fast, you're able to really keep up with them. You're able to process the information and keep up the conversation with them. Versus, if say you have um, Taurus on this house with your Mercury. You may speak slower. It may take you longer to process things because Earth Taurus is Earth energy, and it's a very Earth energy is very grounded, and it moves at a slower pace to make sure that it not only does it understand what's being said to it, but it also how is it of usefulness. Okay. Um, if your Mercury was in Earth, you're not going to be somebody that wants to just know things just for the sake of knowing. You want to know things, you want to learn things so that you can go and practically apply it. Okay. Now, air energy um, is totally different. Air energy, which is Gemini, Libra, I guess that's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Um, Earth energy is that is not earth, but air energy is an energy that is it's mental, and it likes to learn. It loves to learn different things, and it may not it especially if it's Gemini, you just like to learn things just to learn it. It may not be anything that you ever are going to put into any type of practical use, but the fact that it's information that you can learn, um, it's that your energy. Okay. Um, Hold on one moment. Come on, computer. Okay. Okay. So in this house, now this is Saturn. Okay. And so now, if you would like to go into aspects, if you are a little more advanced, you can, when you look at your chart, you can go in and interpret, you know what I'm saying, the house where your Mercury is, you can do that as well. But if not, if this is, you're just getting started, we're only focusing on the Mercury placement. Okay. And so Mercury conjunct Saturn, okay, this would make you somebody who you don't like small talk. Okay. Libra energy is very social, and it can, like the small talk. Okay, but having Saturn here, Saturn is the friction, and it is also discipline, hard work. It is it's not like a small talky type of energy. It's a, like less. We're talking for a reason. Um, it is the planetary ruler of Capricorn. And if you know any Capricorn people, they don't just sit around talking for the sake of talking. They feel that their time is money. And Capricorns love money. And so they are the money managers of the zodiac. And so, a Capricorn doesn't want to sit around just talking small talk just to be talking. Like it needs to be what we're talking about. It needs to be something that's going to be of value, something that's I can practically use. Okay, and so having Saturn here, you don't like small talk. This person wouldn't like small talk. Um, they want to, whatever they say, it needs to be something of value, um, something that is valuable, something that will be able to be of help, that they can use, information that they can use, or they're giving information that can be very useful. Okay? Saturn is exalted in the sign of Libra. And so, because Saturn is all about fairness and justice as well. And so, this makes you somebody who, having Saturn here, will also make you a good teacher, because you want to teach, you want to give information out that is very, very useful. Now, also having Pluto here, Pluto is the planet of transformation. And so this here would make conjunct Mercury would make you somebody who you go when you are, speaking, or when you are doing any type of like your thoughts go in depth. It also can make you skeptical. It can make you a skeptical person. You can see something, and the first thing you might think is that ain't real, or that ain't gonna work, or it gives you a skepticism to your um that might be your first thought. And so what it also does is, because you're skeptical of it, you're gonna go and you're gonna do more real, more in depth. You're gonna really look into it. If it's something that intrigues you, but you're like, that's gonna work, you're gonna do more research, you're gonna go more depth, um, weigh the pros and the cons of from what you found, and then you'll make your decision. Now, it can take who has Libra, who has Mercury in Libra, it can take them a little longer to make it, just because of the pros and the cons. They have to weigh the pros and cons. However, once they make that decision, they're pretty steadfast in that decision, and it's not going to be, they're not going to switch it, because especially because they have Saturn here. Once they make the decision, then they're going to be steadfast on that decision. They're going to be, that's it. It's they really have to see their decision through, to see that if does not make, if it doesn't change, or if it doesn't work they thought it would, then they're going to take a while. They're going to be stuck with that decision for forever, unless they really see that just it didn't pan out. Helps this be their decisive person, an impulsive or a fast person. Like if some Aries here, then they would be a little more rash in their decisions, versus having Libra here. Okay. Now Mercury is at home in the third, it's comfortable in the third house, because the third house signifies locations, the areas of life that this represent, so areas that Mercury influences. And so Mercury feels very good at home in the third house. Okay. So that is that sharing. And okay, here we go. All right, and so that is a lab for today. Are there any questions? If you have questions, you can put your questions in the comments, and if your question is on the replay, you can put your questions in the comments, and I will go back and I will look at, I check for comments. I will answer comments. Now, your homework was, I gave homework yesterday. I was gonna wait. At first, I said I would wait until lab day to give homework, but I think I'm starting giving homework on lecture day because I want you to kind of get the charts, start getting into the chart so that you can, get a feel for the chart and the glyphs and everything. So your homework for this week was to look at your Mercury, to interpret it based upon the house and the sign. Okay. And so if you still aren't sure about the house placements, you can go to the library, to the digital library. I think it's the Houses series. I'm not quite sure what it's titled under, but if you go under the digital library and look for the Houses series, whatever house it's in, go to that video, look at that video so that you can understand that house, and then it'll better help you when you are doing your interpretations. Now, I know I don't have the sign module up yet, and so that's something I am going to be working on this weekend. I really do need to get that up, and so I'm going to be working on that this weekend. But that is your homework. Tomorrow, what's the date? Wednesday. Tomorrow, homework is going to be due. So I'm going to post in the lab. Homework due. Give me your interpretation of it, and so you can just comment under the thread. And then on Friday, we will have Q&A. So if you have any questions about this week's lab, this week's lecture or lab, Q&A will be the best time to get those answers. The answers to those questions that you have. All right. And so that's it for this week's live lab. And so if you are brand new to this and you're like, oh, that was cool. What's my, I wonder what my stuff is. I wonder, I kind of want to get more in depth and learn a little bit more about me. Then you can schedule a 20-minute energy audit with me. And so with the energy audit, what I do is I go through your sun sign, your moon, and your rising sign, the big three. And I also go over your chart ruler, which is the main influencer of your life. Your chart ruler is. And so I go through that, and that just gives you a little introduction to who you are. And then, to get you started on your way. You can book that with me. It's only 20 minutes. It is live. It's a live 20-minute session. Now, if you are wanting to go a little more in depth and you're like, I just want to get a reading. I just want to get a reading. I just want to know, kind of know everything. You can also book a reading with me. It can be just a natal reading, or a career reading. If you are wanting to know what career would be best for you, you can get a career reading. Now, readings, you do get a interpretation of your life path. Okay, you get an interpretation of your life path, a Google Doc of that, and then you also get a 1 hour Q&A session with me. The reading is recorded, so you'll get the reading. The reading is recorded. You can, you have access to it for forever. It's yours. And then you also get the hour session so that you can ask me any questions that you have about your reading. All right. And so that all of that is available, and you can see more information. It'll be in the description of this live. All right. And so remember that possibilities are endless. If you can see it in your mind, then you can definitely hold it in your hand, and that make you smile because you really do create your own reality. Have a good one.